Netanyahu claims he stands with the Iranian people. But it feels like someone holding a knife to their throat saying, "I love you," before cutting deep. He says, "We are behind the brave Iranian people," and then turns around and bombs Iranian infrastructure after Iran's attack on civilians in Tel Aviv. How is this not an attack on the same people he claims to support? His justification? That the Iranian regime attacked civilians. But doesn't that contradict the very distinction he tries to draw between the regime and the people? You can't claim to stand with the people while punishing them for what their leaders do. Israel knew the names, the buildings, even the unit numbers of Iran's military leadership. It's hard to believe they didn't know Iran lacks the capacity to launch highly targeted strikes. And yet, when Iranian missiles fell in residential neighborhoods, they acted shocked, then used it as a reason to stop killing Iranian leaders. Why? Because they expected those casualties. They needed that outcome. If Iran had managed a clean strike on military targets alone, Israel would have had no excuse to continue. But they don't want an end to this war, they want to ensure there's nothing left for Iranians to rebuild. Another Gaza. A devastated, dependent region fueling a steady stream of contracts, deals and military spending for the US and its allies. It feels like I'm chasing the lies of a pathological liar. But I'm not here just to catch lies. I'm here to warn you, you might be next. Politics today is ruled by bullies and profiteers. Those who spend billions on campaigns, then pay their debts to industries through war. War is no longer just a strategy, it's a business. And we are the ones paying for it, through taxes, silence, and complicity. Maybe I'm desperate. Maybe I feel helpless. But I'm calling out, to Americans, to Britons, to Israelis, to everyone, push back against the bullies. Fight the lies. Demand justice. At the very least, know this. You are being lied to and your tax money is funding war crimes. I'm a nobody. I'm not a threat. I hate violence. I hate bullies. I despise dictators. And I am not a liar. That's why I can't stay quiet. I can't pretend I don't understand why some young black teenagers in the US turn to gangs, not because they're violent, but because they see no justice in the system meant to protect them. Iranians have been punished for saying things, while Israel has rarely been held to account for doing them. And people say, Iran uses proxies in the region. Fine. I'm not here to defend the Iranian regime, I've said it and I'll say it again, I hate them. They are corrupt criminals. But let's be honest, the US has armed and backed militia groups for decades. How did they know Saddam had chemical weapons? Because they gave them to him. So who gets to label others as terrorists or allies? The US does. If they label someone a terrorist, supporting them makes you one by proxy. If they call someone an ally, you're expected to flood them with weapons and intelligence. No questions asked. Again, I condemn the Iranian regime. But the secret no one wants to admit is, Netanyahu is no different. And yes, I feel helpless. And yes, I now understand why some people in that position seek out others who feel the same, people who want to form their own courts, their own systems, just to feel like justice still exists. I'm not saying I want that. I'm saying I understand it. And it's critical to acknowledge this feeling because that is what led to the tragedy of 9/11. Please, let's come together as human beings. Let's reject the bullies and break free from the systems that keep recycling violence. Our democracies are broken. The world is bleeding. And war is not the solution.